Hello everyone! Today I am really excited to be sharing another tutorial with the Cricut Joy. I'm going to be talking about making labels with the Joy and a couple of tips to make it go a little bit more smoothly for you. I love this feature with the Cricut Joy because it makes it so easy to make really pretty labels super fast. Because of how portable the Cricut Joy is, you could just have this in your kitchen or your living room as you're organizing your kids' toys, your craft room, which is another project I'm going to work on, or your kitchen. Just design them real quick on your phone or your laptop, and then you can cut them out so fast. The Cricut Joy has smart writable vinyl, which is perfect for making labels. One thing that's really neat about this is that you use the Cricut Joy pens, and as soon as it's done writing, I touched it and it does not even smear one bit. I'll show you a little bit later how that works, but it's so cool because these don't smear, they're permanent, and they look really nice. Anything that you can write with, like if you can use a pen to write with it onto your label, if you design it that way in Design Space, you can make it into a label, which is really cool. There are some limitations because you can't like print off images or do super complex things that have multiple colors, though you can use multiple pens. However, I was so impressed with the quality and how easy it was to design, put it through my Cricut Joy and put it on my materials. As you can see, I've already done some pantry labels. You can get the link to this design in the description for this video, but I love how they turned out. I have them for some other common pantry items as well, but right here I have some pasta, chocolate chips, sugar, brown sugar, powdered sugar, and flour. So I love how it turned out. I was going to do more, but because we aren't able to go to my favorite organization store to get some more containers right now, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer to do the rest of the project. But I do love how it turned out and how nice it just makes it feel so much more organized, because I've admitted this before, I am not an organized person, but I love that the Cricut Joy is making it so I can organize things a little bit more. One thing to keep in mind is that you can create labels with your other machines. However, this smart label material is super unique, and I think one of the biggest, the best parts is that this is just so portable, and you don't have to get out your big machine to make some labels. You can just do it right from, like, you can be sitting in your family room and just make them right there. So I'm actually going to show you how to do it or how the label making works with these spice jars. I love spices, and mine are so disorganized upstairs. I might take a picture and include it in here just so you can see. But I'm trying to be more organized and getting these glass containers for our most commonly used spices, so I can buy larger amounts of them, but not have those sitting out. I can keep those kind of in our basement in our storage room. I've made the design in Design Space, so you can go and get this. I put in a bunch of different common spices, but I'll show you how you can easily customize it to your own preference or what spices you need, and then you can go and create this project yourself. Now I'm going to show you in Design Space how you can create labels, and I will show you kind of specifically how I made these, but you can use this method for any type of label that you want to make for your Cricut Joy.
Come into Design Space. You can make your own by clicking on New Project, but since I'm working on these labels for spices, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to click on this link and press Customize. You can design in either your phone or on your laptop, but keep in mind that there's certain things that you can't cut using an app. So you can design in your phone or on your desktop, whatever's easier for you. First off, if you're wanting to edit this design for my spice labels, you can come into this specific link and come over and click on the image that you want to edit and click Detach. Now you can edit the font, size or color, or the font style. Once you've decided what you want it to be, you just want to reattach everything together. Now, if you want to create your own design, I recommend by starting with the image that you want cut out. So I'm just going to pick a circle here, but if you go over to images, you can search for something like labels, and they have a lot of different options. So if you wanted something a little bit more textured like I have there, just come in here and you can kind of browse what they have. However, I have found it's a little bit easier if the edges are a little bit smoother and straighter, just because these spice labels were a little tricky to pull up without them tearing. So once you have your background image, I click up here and turn it to white. Since it's not going to be printing, it doesn't really matter, but I just find it easier to design. After you have your background image, come over and you can start typing in the words you want. I do recommend coming up to font and clicking on Filter and selecting Writing. So you can see the fonts that are better for writing with pens. I'm going to select this one and start typing in words. Cinnamon. Once you've done that, come up to line type and change it to draw, because you don't want it to cut this out. You want it to draw it on the label. Once you have it situated over your label, click on Arrange and make sure it doesn't ask you to move it to front. You want to make sure this is in the front and that the label's in the back. Once you've confirmed that, just draw over the top of them, select all, and press Attach. It's important to make sure your background is solid and not transparent, or else it's going to try and cut out each individual word. Now you can go and press Make It and get started with your project.
Now that we're back from doing that, I'm going to show you what the next step is, which is cutting with your machine. I'm going to bring this over here so you can kind of see an overhead of it, and so it's a little bit easier to see the magic happen. So first I'm using my iPhone, and I went in here and I selected the Smart Label Writable Vinyl. One thing, if you didn't know you could do this, if you press the star button next to your favorite materials, they'll always show up right away on your favorite section right here in Design Space. So I selected the writable, so I just like to type in Smart to see all the materials, and then I clicked on Writable Vinyl. So don't click the paper unless you're using the paper. This is vinyl in this project. So I press that. Load materials. It's telling me to load in the Midnight pen, which is what I'm using. So that's one of the great things about the Cricut Joy, is how easy it is to put tools in. You don't have to wait for it to click, just simply drop and go. Okay, so now I'm going to load the material in. This is one of the best parts because I'm cutting matless here, which is so fun. This is one of my favorite parts of the Cricut Joy because it just automatically grabs it and pulls it in. And so it's scanning it to make sure I have enough material for the project I'm making. And now it says ready to go, so I'm going to press go, and we're going to watch it write the words first. Okay, now that it's finished writing, it's telling me to go ahead and take the pen out and then drop in the blade like that. Just drop it right in. And now I'll just press go again. Okay, now that it's done cutting, I'm going to press unload. And now I'm going to show you how easy it is to put it on to these spice jars. So it's basically, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to get the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here and pull this up. No transfer tape needed, which is amazing. And then I'm just going to come and put it right here onto my spice jar. Look how easy that was. So I'm going to do that with all of these, and then I'll show you the final product. These are probably our most commonly used spices I have right here. And as promised, look at that. No smearing. I wish I would have shown you this right after it was done drawing, but whenever I touched it right after it was done drawing, it doesn't smear at all. So that is awesome because I am a big smearer when it comes to projects with on a lot of material. Okay, I've finished taking them off the paper and now they are on my spice jars. So I'm going to fill these up, and I'm super excited to be able to have my most common spices just easily fillable and right at where I need them. I truly love using the label making feature of the Cricut Joy. It makes it so easy. I made all of this, so I made all the pantry items, the spice jars. And I also put our card games in these crayon holders and put the names on them all in under an hour. It makes it so much easier to organize your home with a little bit of your own flair rather than just like a generic text that comes with a lot of label makers. All of these designs can be found at the link in the description for this video. I'm also going to be linking to a post I just wrote that answers all the common questions about label making, and I think it'll be really helpful for you. I've even included a couple tips about using your Cricut Maker or your Cricut Explorer Air if you are making labels as well. So please let me know if you have any questions, and be sure to subscribe and press the notification button so you never miss a Cricut video or a crafting tutorial from us.